can't even. It's hard to give anybody good advice. If you can get past the first hurdle, where they think, who is this guy to say anything? And then, if you can get past the second hurdle, where, yeah, this is nothing like the thing I was currently doing and failing at, so I don't trust this is going to work. You get to that third hurdle, where, this thing will work? Okay. I'm going to blindly follow it to the letter without any thought behind how I do it. If a little of it will work, surely making it the focus of everything from now on will work twice as good. It's this literal interpretation that makes it very hard to give people good advice. Every now and again, I'll have a chat with the old lady. I mean, she's got stories. She should. There was something I told her when we were first dating that kind of ruined dating for her. It's that people have boring, uninteresting lives, and they can't even make it interesting when they tell you about it. She told her friends. They also found it much harder to meet new guys because people are just boring. I mean, my friends and I weren't boring. Sometimes our adventures were boring, but when we were telling the stories, they never were. So guys take this advice of being more interesting than whatever she's fingering on her phone, and they take it to the extreme. They either dance like a monkey or refuse to even start. Because girls are bored, and the ones who aren't bored are stressed because of some nonsense deadline somebody made up for them so that they'll never meet it so they can meet their boss's arbitrary deadline that doesn't matter. They both have the same problem, and it has the same solution. It's a brain in search of escapism. Do you ever wonder why girls don't watch anywhere near the amount of porn that guys do? Well, I mean, that's not entirely accurate. They do. It's just not on their TVs. It's on their Kobo or their Kindle. Girls are story listeners. And if a guy wants to hold a girl's interest, they need to be storytellers. It's about being interesting. I know many guys take that to mean that you need to have a fancy car, do crazy vacations, have an awesome high-status job, and drink only the finest wines. Those aren't stories, those are set pieces. A boring person with an awesome job is just a boring person with an awesome job. A boring person with an awesome car is just a ride to a girl's boyfriend's place. A boring person with an awesome vacation is a boring guy with a sunburn. You get the idea. Something I used to do all the time. So when I was going out for the night, I made up my job. Lots of friends did. They were always golf pros, they were pilots. I mean, some guys were actually pilots, but they flew Sea Kings, so it's not a brag. I mean, look it up and then come back to the video and you'll see why I kind of think it's funny. Do you know what I was? I was an accountant. Because nobody cares about an accountant or what he does, and that was the way I liked it. Do you know the car I went out in? A Nissan Sentra. Chicks love a man with fuel efficiency and 4 doors. I didn't rent a fancy car to flex on Instagram. I didn't go broke purchasing a body clip for my Eclipse. Just a simple 4-door sedan. Any girl who met me just saw a guy with a boring job, a boring car, and it never went anywhere. I mean, granted, I was a sailor and I had been everywhere, but I didn't brag about that, and they didn't care about that. They didn't get to go. I never got to tell all those stories about how great I was, because they'd be boring. Just like that guy that they ditched having their date with to come see you. So instead, and this is the takeaway for you guys, I was present. The stories were relevant. They had a lot of energy. I made up the most boring life I could think of. So when I had to talk about something, I had to ask questions. Why was this girl out by herself? Where were her friends? Why is there a wine stain on her summer dress? Tease her a little bit about having some lame friends. Tell a story about how you learned to remove wine stains so you could save a $2,000 damage deposit on your place. People watch with her. Point out how silly everybody else is. Guys, we're very good about talking about the past or talking about the future. I guess we're not really good at talking about where we are in the present, being engaging. I mean, obviously, if you're out with a girl, you want to have it as a sexually charged, subtle sexually charged story. But if you're boring, nobody cares. If all you can talk about is how great you are, the only takeaway she has is, ugh, I can't even. And let me tell you, you never want to be I can't even. You can be, I can't today, but let's do this next week. You can be, I can't, it's that time of the month. You can even be, I can't, my boyfriend's in the next room. But you can never be, I can't even. You can make things up, you can run your mouth, just be engaging. And this isn't a dating thing either. If you're boring like this with your wife, you'll notice your bedroom starts to become a chore. If not for you, for her. Bump some uglies, repeat 5 minutes, go watch some YouTube, go to bed. If that's your life, I feel for you, I really do. You're capable of so much more, and it's not that hard if you just work at it. I mean, ask questions. Where did you get that wine stain? Oh, your friend got sloppy on her birthday and spilled a bit before the police put her in the drunk tank. Well, there's your premise. Go tell a story. Ah, you should thank her. You'd have never met me. And what makes you so special? See, I paid your friend $300 to pretend to be drunk and spill some wine on you. I'm actually testing out this new washer and dryer at my place, but I didn't have anything that stains at home, so I had to come out and find someone here. You just drew the lucky number, or you just drew the short straw. Now, obviously that one's not very good. I thought it up on the spot, but you get the idea. It's 100% completely made up, but it's fun. And you get to sell it. And you sell it hard. Big smile. Lots of smiling. When you want her to pay attention, you put her hand on her arm. You look very serious at the serious parts. And then pause. Pull back. And laugh when the serious parts turn out to be nothing. If your life is genuinely interesting, this becomes easier. But if you want to be really good at it, if you want to really be able to make nothing interesting, turn that I can't even into an I already did. Tell stories. I mean, maybe you suck at stories, that's fine. We don't all have campfires and peyote to learn. Take an improv class. They're great about teaching you to think on the spot. Go to an open mic night and practice your 15-minute set on stage. We got Toastmasters. You can even just go to bars, go to coffee shops, and be social. Practice and fail telling stories the old-fashioned way, by practicing and failing. You're going to notice, the more you tell stories, the better you get at them, the more interesting you become, and the more engaged people are. I mean, you're present. You're there right in front of them, and they're there right in front of you. You're actually living life, and it's very seductive to people because experiencing life is things people don't really do anymore. It's like a refreshing breath of fresh air when you can bring that to somebody. I can't even? You can't even stop listening to me right now, can you? That's where you want to be. Before I forget, a genuine, heartfelt thanks to all you guys on Patreon. With your guys' support over this last year, none of this would be possible without it, so thank you. Having said that, don't forget, leave comments in the Q&A Friday post, and I'll have the video out for you guys as per 3 o'clock. For those of you who haven't, feel free to check out my Patreon, join up if you want. I know you'll enjoy your stay. We got a switched on bunch of guys, and it's good times. Anyways, guys, want to thank you for listening. Like I said, hit the subscribe, hit the like, smash the notification chummy so you can see these videos when they come out. And as always, take care.